Are you interesting? This time on Sales Talk with Joe. Whether you've been in sales for years or just starting your sales career, or you're even just thinking about a career in sales, Sales Talk with Joe is designed to help you become more successful. Now, interesting question, isn't it? Are you interesting? What do I mean by that? Well, one of the things that salespeople really struggle with, and every one of us has the same challenge, is getting a prospect to respond to us and engage in the sales process. Man, we can work and work and work on it and trying to get somebody to respond to us. And it just seems like it's getting harder and harder. It takes more attempts, more tries, less and less of the prospects that we reach out to are responding to us. So our percentage of engagement is dropping. Why is that? Why are we not getting prospects to engage with us? Well, there's a reason for that. And yes, frankly, it's we have to be interesting. You see, time is a very, very precious commodity in our life. The one thing we cannot add in our life is time. You know, we work hard enough and we make enough money, we can add any material possession that we want. But no matter what we do, we only get a certain amount of time. There's only a certain number of hours in a day, days in a week, weeks in a month, months in a year. We don't get more. We've got to use those and consider them as precious. To get a prospect to engage with you, they have to decide that it's worth taking the time that we're asking of them to meet with us, that there's something in it for them. I heard early on in my career that we all listen to the same radio station, WIIFM, What's in It for Me? And so when we reach out to a prospect and they don't engage with us, it's because we haven't convinced them that we're worth the time. We have to be interesting. And doing the same old thing, reaching out to a prospect and saying, hey, you know, I've got this great new whatever it is, or I've got this terrific service that we offer, and gee, we're really, really good. We're better than our competition. You know what? Your prospect hears that dozens of times, probably a day, if not a week. And their competition is saying this, your competition is saying the same thing to them that you're saying to them. So who's right, who's wrong? You know, and a lot of times when we engage with a prospect, we start the information dump. You know, a lot of times I've had situations where I've finally gotten through to a prospect and the guy goes, look, or the guy or gal goes, look, I'm really busy. I don't have a lot of time. I'll give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And the information dump starts. So you just start dumping information. We're not being interesting to that prospect. We're not engaging them. We're not connecting with them. We're not listening to and addressing their wants, needs, desires, or problems. We're just another salesperson spouting our line. Frankly, that's just not going to get it. You have to be interesting to your prospect. And that starts with the first time that you reach out to them and say, hey, I'd like to engage with you in a conversation. Now, if I have some interesting reason for them, that something that's going to interest them, like, hey, you know, we're one of the industry leaders in our category, and we're seeing some very, very interesting things occurring that in the industry that are really kind of new that we've never seen before. And I'd really like to talk to you about that and kind of get your perspective on it, maybe update you on that. When would you have some time to be able to talk about that? See, that becomes interesting to a prospect because number one, I'm not necessarily trying to sell them anything just yet, at least that I've indicated in my conversation. I'm not saying to them, hey, I want to give you a sales pitch. I'm saying I want to engage you in a conversation and learn something from you and maybe help provide some information that'll be helpful to you. Now, that's interesting. A prospect is going to respond to that. Go, what kind of information do you have? What are you seeing? You have to, along the way, be interesting. I can remember years ago in my career, I would go out and visit my customers' customers. I sold automotive parts, and I sold it to people that distributed them to the service providers, service shops, automotive service shops. And I would often go out and work with their salespeople that called on these service shops to present my products and help the salesperson learn, what it was about my product that was made it appealing to the marketplace. And I remember I would go into service shops and they would say to me, gee, I'm really busy. I'm in the middle of servicing a vehicle or whatever it was. You got 2 minutes. And I would do the information dump, just, take a deep breath and, okay, our product is, and I'd talk as quick as I could to get as much information to the customer. And after a couple of minutes, the customer's customer that we were calling on would say, hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Leave your information. And, I'm glad I know what you told me. Thanks. And I would leave. And 9 out of 10 times, that particular customer's behavior would not change. They wouldn't increase their purchases of my product. It was only when that I went into the shops, or I went to the owner or the sales director of our company, and I said, "Man, I'm running into a problem here." It was actually the training manager of the company, my company. I said, "I'm running into a problem here because all these customers that I'm calling on are only giving me like 2 minutes, and I'm trying to fit as much information as I can in that 2 minutes." And it's not really doing anything. We're not really seeing an increase in purchases from those people. And our training director told me something very, very wise. Boy, I wish I had learned this early on in my career. He said, Joe, you have to earn time from prospects. He said, they don't naturally just want to give you time because time is valuable. And they're not just going to give it away. You have to earn it from them. You have to figure out a way to earn it from them. I said, well, what's the best way to do that with this particular, group of people? Because he had owned a shop at one time. And he said, salespeople that come in and say, hey, I want to talk to you about product, don't do any good. He said, you have to convince that person that you're talking to that you're interested in their business and you want to help them be more successful. So, the first thing I would do is ask them, how is this category going for you? Do you sell a lot of it? Do you make a lot of money on it? How can I help you do that? He said, you will earn more time with those prospects. And I went out and tried that. And sure enough, man, the people that were saying to me, yeah, you got 2 minutes. Suddenly those conversations turned into 10, 15, or 20 minutes because we started talking about what was important to them. So that's the whole takeaway from this video today. Talk about what's important to your customers and start when you engage or attempt to engage with the prospect about talking about what's important to them. And you do that by kind of dangling a little bait out there and saying, hey, I might have some information that might be helpful to you. Do you want to find out what it is? Let's engage. Let's talk. Anyway, make yourself more interesting to your prospects. You'll engage more of them, earn more opportunities to talk, and more sales, more purchases will have to come from that. I'm Joe Ferguson. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you think that this video will be helpful for somebody else, share it with them. Send it to them and let them see what we have to say. Maybe they'll be able to discover this series and find some helpful information. If you have a product or service that you think would be beneficial to my audience, email me. My email address is in the description below. And we could talk about some sponsorship opportunities. They're extremely reasonable, and I think they might be beneficial to you. If you just want to talk more about sales, email me. I'll be happy to chat with you. Anyway, thanks for watching Sales Talk with Joe. There'll be a new video next Thursday, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you and hearing what's on your mind. Thanks for watching. See you next Thursday.